Hi everyone. Before we get started today, make sure you check your homework on pages 4 and 5 with the answer keys that I posted. Also, whenever you finish an assignment, be sure to click the like button underneath the video or the post. The like button is the thumbs up button that is underneath every post or video. For today's lesson, we're going to be solving quadratic linear systems graphically again. So open up your packets to page 7. And we're going to be starting with question 13. The difference between this question and last night is that this is given to you in vertex form instead of standard form. You're still going to be graphing the parabola the same way, typing into your calculator y1 equals x minus 3 squared plus 1. The first thing I want you to do is to get the solutions from your calculator. So in your calculator, take and type in y1 equals x minus 3 squared plus 1, and y2, you're going to be typing in negative 3x plus 10. Once you type that into your calculator, hit second, trace, intersect, enter, 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 until you get the solution. Since there are going to be two solutions, make sure that you do this twice. Pause the video now to get the solutions. Your solutions should be 0, 10, and 3, 1, meaning once you graph your parabola and the line, if they do not intersect at 0, 10, and 3, 1, you made a mistake. Now to show the work graphically, you must now take and graph both the parabola and the line. You must make a table of values for each. Pause the video now and graph both the parabola and the line. Now that you have the parabola and the line graphed, let's see if you did this correctly. First of all, the question is asking you when f of x is equal to g of x. Remember, that means where do the parabola and the line intersect each other. To graph the parabola, you have to make sure that your table of values matches up on both the top and the bottom, and your turning point or your vertex will be in the center. For your line, you can use any numbers you want, but most of the time you're going to be using the same numbers that you use the parabola. When you graph the parabola and the line, make sure you have arrows on the end of both and make sure that both of them are labeled. Your solutions will be where both the parabola and the line intersect. In this case, the intersection is at 0, 10, and at 3, 1. Another way to find your intersection or the solutions is to look at your table of values. Where the coordinates are the same will also be your solutions. 3, 1, 3, 1, 0, 10, 0, 10. Those answers match with the solution that you got from the calculator earlier, therefore you know that your solution is correct. Let's go on to question number 14. Question number 14 again is asking to solve the following systems graphically. The first thing you're going to have to do for this is to solve the second equation for y. In order to solve for y, you need to take and move the 4x to the right first, minus 4x, minus 4x. 2y is equal to negative 4x plus 14. Since the 2 is connected to the y by multiplication, the opposite would be division, so take and divide both everything by 2. Y equals negative 2x plus 7. To graph your line, you would then take and make a table of values. The same for your parabola. Y equals x minus 2 squared plus 4, and you're going to be making a table of values. Before you make your table, go to your calculator and get the solutions first. So again, in your calculator, type in y1 equals x minus 2 squared plus 4. y2 equals negative 2x plus 7, second trace intersect. When you look at the graph, you're going to notice that in this case, the parabola and the line only intersect once. That means you only need to do second trace intersect one time to get the solution. Pause the video now and find the solution. Your solution should turn out to be 1, 5, meaning when you graph the parabola and the line, if they do not intersect at 1, 5, you made a mistake and go back and recheck it. Pause the video now and graph both your parabola and the line. Now that you have the parabola and the line graphed, let's check your work. Make sure you have a table listed for your parabola and also for your line. When you graph the parabola and the line, make sure you have arrows on the end of it and make sure that it is labeled. Your solution is going to be at 1, 5. That is where the parabola and the line intersect each other. Now let's go on to page 8. On page 8, question number 15, again is asking you to solve the system graphically. The first thing you want to do is to get the answers from your calculator, but you're going to notice that the second equation is not solved for y. So the first thing you're going to have to do is to take the equation and solve for y. In order to do that, you need to take and bring the 16 over to the right by subtracting minus 16 minus 16. 2y equals 4x minus 16. The 2 is connected to the y by multiplication, and the opposite of multiplication would be division. So divide all parts by 2. Y equals 2x minus 8 is going to be the equation of your line. The next thing you're going to want to do is to set up a table for your parabola. Once you take and you set up your table, before you start doing this graphically, you're going to go to your calculator, type in y1 equals, y2 equals, second trace intersect, and get the solutions and write them down from your calculator. You're going to be finishing this question as part of your homework tonight. Now let's look at question number 16. Since these are already in the form f of x equals and g of x equals, you can go to your calculator and type in y1 equals, y2 equals, second trace intersect, and write down your solutions first. After you do that, you will be making a table of values for both f of x and for g of x. Now, this question is a little different than the last ones that we've done because of the question on the bottom. If you look on the bottom, it says, determine and state all values of x for which f of x is equal to g of x. F of x equals g of x means when do the parabola and the line intersect each other. In this case, they're only asking you for the x values. So when you find your solutions tonight for homework, you will be writing down your solutions. And next to that, you must make sure that you're writing down x equals for both of them because they're specifically asking for only the x, not for the full coordinate. You'll be finishing question 16 for homework tonight. Take and turn to page 9. Page 9 has multiple choice questions on it. Like I always say in class, what do you have to do on all multiple choice? Everyone should be saying right now, show your work. So even though it's multiple choice, you have to make sure you're showing your work when you're doing your homework tonight. Question number 17 is asking if it's solved graphically. So the easiest way to do these will be to use your calculator. y1 equals, y2 equals, and either do second trace intersect or look at your table of values. Now for question 17, since the equations are not set equal to y, you do have to take and solve for y first. Y equals x minus 4 squared minus 2. And for the second equation, you also have to take and solve for y by minusing the 2x first. You would get y minus 6 equals negative 2x, then you would add the 6 to both sides. Once both equations are in the form y equals, you can use your calculator to get the solutions. For number 18, y equals x squared is a parabola. That you can do on your calculator. But x equals 2 you cannot graph on your calculator. That is going to be a vertical line. Since you can't do that on your calculator, you should be making a sketch on your paper showing the parabola and then showing the vertical line x equals 2. For this question, they're not asking for the specific intersection point. They're just asking how many times they intersect. In this case, a vertical line can only intersect the parabola one time or at one point. So make sure when you're doing the multiple choice tonight for homework that you're showing all of your work. So tonight for homework, you will be finishing pages 8 and 9 in the packet. Be sure to show your work on the multiple choice. The answer keys will be posted tomorrow for you to check your work. Once you have completed the assignment, remember to click the like button or the thumbs up button underneath the video. Today's joke of the day is, what did the triangle say to the circle? Message me your answers and I will let you know if you are correct. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.